Victory or death! Give them hell!
Good morning, ladies and gents. So I'm back with another Conquerors Blade video, and this time around we're going to be talking about the cross-server matchmaking and the cross-version matchmaking between the My Games version of the game and the Frontier version of the game. Before we get into the video though, hit that subscribe button if you want to be kept up to date with the latest and greatest of Conquerors Blade. So then, just so a bit of background knowledge, just in case you don't know, there are currently two versions of the game on the market. The Frontier version, which are the Asia servers, the South American server, and a couple others as well. And then the My Games version, which is the European and the North American version of the game. Now, there are some kind of little differences between the games, but mostly they are pretty much the same. There are kind of name differences and things like this, and doctrine differences at the minute. However, we have had a bit of news drop to us that they are looking to actually cross kind of server both of these versions of the games, and they are going to standardize everything in terms of both versions of the game as well. Why this is important to you is because it's actually going to be looking to reduce down matchmaking times. You're going to be playing against more people, and obviously each region, North America, South America, Europe, we all tend to have our different kind of play styles and everything as well. So it's going to keep the game feeling a little bit fresh, and it's going to allow us to actually see different kind of play styles from people. Now, this weekend, they are currently testing the cross-server matchmaking, and they have a survey out as well. So go into a few games and actually test it out for yourself. See what kind of ping and latency you are getting. The ping and latency that I have been getting, and I have played about 10 games now, on average I'm getting about 120 to 150, which isn't a great ping, but it's not too bad. There was one game where I was hitting like 200 ping though, and it was really hurting really bad. So obviously they are trying to get as much feedback, as much data in terms of the kind of pings that people are going to be getting before they start actually cross-server matchmaking and everything. And the more people that actually play out this weekend, the better, because the better amount of data they get, the more informed choices they should be able to make. You will also actually unlock a couple of treatises just for partaking in the event as well, which are going to help you, because if and when we do get into the kind of cross-server stuff, epic doctrines are going to be changing a little bit, and we are going to be getting the same doctrines that the Frontier version has. Now, the Frontier version currently has leadership doctrines. They have a few other doctrines that we do not have in the My Games version, and to make it fair, if we are all going to be playing against each other, we need to be able to have the same amount of doctrines and the same versions of the doctrines that the Frontier version has. So with this, they are looking at introducing things like the leadership doctrines and everything like that into the My Games version of the game, and you will need treatises to obviously unlock these doctrines. So actually playing in this matchmaking over the weekend and doing the survey, which I will leave a link in the description box below for you as well, will give you a few treatises which you should and really do need to save up and then use them when all these epic leadership doctrines and everything else actually comes into our version of the game. I'm really looking forward to this, and the games that I have played cross server have worked really well, and it is nice to see actually people do play a little bit differently to what we're kind of used to. There is a whole news article about this as well. They're looking at pretty much everything, and they are going to be using servers as different nodes and placing them in obviously optimal spots and all this kind of stuff. It gets very techy at some point, so if you are proper into your networking and IT kind of services type stuff, you will probably enjoy reading all of this, because they go into the hurdles to overcome, they go into the time differences, and obviously how that's going to affect things like events, territory wars, things like that. They kind of do cover a bit of everything in here. What they are really trying to do though is just reduce down the waiting times. They're trying to kind of reduce down the skill disparity as well, because right now, if there are only higher level players in your region or your server, then pretty much that's all you're playing. It is sometimes a little bit, it's a bit of a put off for newer players. So obviously with the more amount or the bigger pool of players that you can actually source matchmaking from, you should be able to actually get a lot fairer, kind of closer, balanced kind of games. Plus as well, actually, you won't be waiting for them as long either, which will be nice to see. I do know there are a couple of EU servers which do experience kind of low player pops. I know is an NA server, I think it's East, do correct me if I'm wrong, that actually has a fairly low player pop as well. All of this is going to try and combat that and actually bring more people just into the game, and we're going to be kind of just fighting everyone, to be honest. I really do hope as well, if they manage to sort all this out properly, get this going really well, and it works, I would love for them to actually bring the Asian community in as well, and we can just really play against some real kind of good players in the game. I'm not saying no one's good on our servers, but the Asian community in this game just take it to a whole nother level. If any of you have ever seen the tournaments that they play, honestly, it is leagues apart from ours, and it would be great to actually get them in as well, and we all just kind of play amongst ourselves, play together, and it will be a very well received thing. So let me know your thoughts on this. Are you looking forward to this? Are you not? Do you have kind of concerns or worries about this? Or are you thinking actually, yeah, it is definitely a good idea to be bringing in? Obviously things like the pings, the latency, all that kind of stuff is going to be an issue, definitely to begin with, while they are trying to sort it out properly. That will eventually over time obviously diminish and get better. Is there anything else that's worrying you though? Is there anything else that maybe they have not thought about, which if they do go down this road, that is possibly going to crop up and be an issue? Let me know all your thoughts and comments down in the comments box below. As always, I'll get back to each and every one of you. Thank you always for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please sub if you haven't already. Share this video around as well, and I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.